Hey, what's up, Clay-Chalkville? This is Christina Jimenez with your 9th episode of Keeping Up with Clay-Chalkville. This episode will highlight then and now. So let's see how Clay-Chalkville has changed over the years.
Hey, this is Elise Quinn with CCN TV. Our first segment is Sarah Toller with Hometown History. This highlights Old Camp Cosby and what it is now.
Cosby Lake is known for its beautiful scenery. It's a park open to the public for walking, fishing, picnics, or swinging. But before Cosby was open to the public, it was a camp called Camp Cosby that was partnered with the YMCA. The camp was open in 1922 and was relocated to Logan Martin Lake in 1972. Here, there was cabins, baseball fields, bathhouses, dining halls, and all sorts of lake activities.
Hello, I'm Terry Salmon. During 1965, 66, and 67, I was part of the staff here at then Old Camp Cosby before it relocated to Logan Martin Lake area between 67 and 68. At that time, this was out on the end of the county. This was where people came to relax, to swim, to canoe or rowboat or fish, to picnic. The facilities across the road from where we're standing consisted of pavilions, a lodge, picnic tables, a ball field.
During this time, Clay was not what it is today. There were very little houses, just a few scattered along what is now Old Springville Road in a small schoolhouse, Clay Elementary. The neighborhood Cosby Gardens and the house line along Old Springville Road did not exist. During that time, the land that these houses now sit on were once baseball fields for the camp.
And during the activity times, they would run hourly sessions. The boys would rotate from one hour to the next as to which activity they would participate in, concluding with lunch and then a free time after that. And this was conducted every day. During those times, the fees for each 2-week session was $50, an outlandish fee compared to today. Very cheap. At that time, this was a public swimming area as well. There was a bathhouse here, a minimum fee, and people would come here to swim and enjoy it, particularly on the weekends. And sometimes during the week as well. But all the kids had a good time. They learned a lot and enjoyed the outdoors. They also received classes in nature and wildlife, familiarization with forestry, as well as the other activities. Thank you.
After the camp was shut down in 1972, it was out of use until 2008. In 2008, the city purchased the property and turned the lake and surrounding property into a public park with a small building available for events. With the renovation, the city received financial assistance from the Freshwater Land Trust. In return, the city granted a conservation settlement which permanently protects the lake and the surrounding natural habitat.
Thanks, Sarah. Now to our trivia team with 90s trivia.
Michael Jordan. Duh.
Michael Jordan.
Magic Johnson. Little Spicy? Scary Spice.
The lead singer.
I know they song. Clarissa.
Clarissa. Duh.
Who's Clarissa? San Francisco.
San Francisco. Yeah.
San Francisco.
You can do that one.
Oh, Alicia Silverstone.
Johnny Depp.
Charity.
Now to Jordan to talk to some of our players about the Pinson and Hewitt rivalries.
Back to where all began. Right here on this very field. Claws vs. Paws and the new up-and-coming rivalry of Clay-Chalkville and Pinson. Those two teams from across the road are what we like to call today our rivals. We caught up with a few players to get their opinion about how they feel about these two rivalries.
I feel that like we should have played them. You know, it's a good rivalry and all. You know, we've been playing them since we was youngest. So I feel upset because like it's a good game. You know.
I mean, I feel like Hewitt always gave us their best potential, and just taking them off our schedule just pretty much ruined our tradition.
We would basically just push us to be great. We pushed them to be great. It's just sad we can't play them again.
Hey, best rival in 205. You know, we got some family down there, so you know it's always gonna be personal. And it's a dog-eat-dog world, so you know we always gonna battle for it.
I feel like it's two dogs in one pen, so somebody got to come out and they right up the street, so it'll always be a good rivalry.
Ooh, Pinson. Well, Pinson and Clay, every time we play, it's going to be a show, you know. We the biggest game in the state. We're going to show up to show out.
I mean, I feel like it's escalated pretty much because, like, before, it's like they could never beat us. So, and now, since they finally got a lot more talent over there, they're more disciplined, I feel like the rivalry is just getting even better and better.
Claws vs. Paws has been going on for ages. That was the rivalry then. Now it's about Pinson and Clay. Clay versus Pinson is the rivalry that we know about today. These past 3 years have been intense between both teams. We both don't like each other, but when it comes back to it, we both respect each other. This has been Jordan Allen with CCN TV.
Our next segment is with Odelia talking to Coach Adams and Mr. Stuttermeyer about how the school has changed over time.
Throughout the school, I think one of the major improvements would be like the academy building that's out back. Also, you got the field house, a brand new, I would think a state-of-the-art field house. Any similarities? I mean, I think there's several similarities. I think one of the things as far as the teachers are concerned, I mean, we had very good teachers who were here when I first started, and I still think we have very good teachers here now. The kids are still the same, the styles have changed, clothing, all that kind of stuff has changed, but the kids are basically the same thing, I mean, the same.
It's gotten bigger, for one thing, not only physically. We've added the annex, we've added the field house, we've added the visitor side bleachers, we've redone the gym. So physically it's changed. As far as the size of the school, of course, when we first started out at Clay-Chalkville High School, it was just a freshman, sophomore, junior class. So obviously it's grown from about 800 or 900 students to 1,300 students. So the size. Both of them have had a lot of success. We've seen a lot of success not only academically as a teacher. Right now I teach AP classes, which is fantastic. And then I think I've coached almost every sport at school with the exception of volleyball and wrestling and obviously cheerleading. But everything else I've kind of had at some point some experience in. Teams have gotten more competitive. Yeah, unfortunately I'm not the most technological person in the world, so a lot of the things that I need to do is learn the technology. I know you guys as students, unfortunately I have to ask your help on some stuff. You know, with Google Classroom and with all the stuff that you can use and to present stuff in class, especially in social studies. You know, gone are the days where you put a VCR up. You know, nowadays there's, of course, when I began teaching, the internet and all that stuff was not even something you thought about, and now it's almost become something you use every day.
Next up, we have some alumni talking about their experiences here.
On today's episode, we are going to keep throwing it back. We sat down with two Clay-Chalkville alumni of class of 2002, Ms. Sharkey and Mrs. Pittman. Here's what they had to say.
Okay, so a lot has just changed in the world because we graduated 16 years ago. So when we were in school, phones weren't really as big of a deal. I didn't have a phone that could text or anything until after I graduated high school. So, I mean, just all of that has changed with social media and everything. And then there's just more opportunities for students now. A lot more technology to help them learn. Plus, I mean, I didn't get to early out ever. I mean, we had to stay until 3 o'clock every single year. So there's some fun things like that that students are able to do. And then, so the staff has changed a lot. I mean, obviously it's been a while. And there are still a few of our old teachers that teach here too. Ms. Kohlenberg was my health teacher. Coach Adams was our history teacher. Who else is still here?
A few others that have retired
recently. Right. Like we've taught with them. Right. But yeah, so it's changed. I mean, all the administrators are different from when we were here.
So we were the last class to go through 6th grade at the elementary schools. So when our class of 2002, when we were in 6th grade, it was either at Clay Elementary or Chalkville Elementary. And then we started just 7th grade at Clay-Chalkville Middle School.
Yeah, so the other people moved up with us because that was when the middle and high schools opened our 7th grade year.
The people that we were friends with, and just it seems like there was just a lot of school spirit. Like everybody in our grade was involved in band or football or like FBLA or
yeah.
It just seemed like there was a lot going on, that everybody was really involved.
Okay. All right. So we did some research on this.
We had to look it up.
And then the memories came flooding back to us. So Nelly.
Hot in here, specifically.
Yeah. Usher, Eminem, Missy Elliott, Ludacris, John Mayer, Kelly Clarkson, NSYNC, just to name a few.
I'm sure you've noticed the changes around the school. This next video highlights the renovations of the weight room and the library.
This is Elena with CCN TV, and I'm currently in the newly renovated library. Let's check it out. Now I'm going to hand the mic over to Miss Petty to talk about the new features.
Thanks, Elena. For those of you who don't remember, there used to be very tall brown shelves all over the library. We actually had a reference section and a kitchen, a storage room, and a conference room, and now that area is 3 brand new classrooms. All the shelving has been removed, and the new shelving is portable and can be rolled wherever we want it. All the ugly brown wooden tables are gone that were heavy and difficult to move, and now everything in the library is movable. Everything is on wheels. We can arrange it how we want it, how we need to use it. We have some areas that you can relax on or chill out on. Most areas are computer friendly. You can take a laptop with you and do your work in any area in the library. You can sit back, talk with your friends. There are charging stations everywhere. We want everybody to feel welcome in the new library and to come in and hang out and read a book and do your work and just enjoy being in the library.
So one of the changes that we had at Clay-Chalkville High School was our weight room. It was upstairs in the field. Now we moved downstairs where our old locker room was. The coach did it for us. It's more space downstairs. Upstairs in the weight room, is he gonna change to position rooms. So it's better, like, opportunity for us, like on game day, we better watch film. Every position have their own room.
My favorite thing about our new weight room is that after we finish lifting, we can go over, like in the corner, we can do like some agility work.
This is Sarah Toller, and this has been it for our 9th episode of Keeping Up with Clay-Chalkville. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have a safe and happy weekend.